Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most shocking, unpredictable, and upsetting scenes throughout all of Squid Game so far.
산내 못 가면 어차피 죽어! 저 인형은 동작을 감지하는 장치야!
Number 20, Red Light, Green Light.
무궁화꽃? 그 옛날에 어릴 때 하던 거 말이에요?
It was the first game, and the first time we realized the true stakes of the competition. After accepting a mysterious offer from a well-dressed stranger, indebted chauffeur Sung Gi-hun is brought unconscious to a prison-like dormitory, where masked men await.
남은 인생을 빚쟁이들에게 쫓기며 쓰레기처럼 사시겠습니까? 아니면 저희가 드리는 마지막 기회를 잡으시겠습니까?
The rules seem simple enough. Win 6 games and win billions in prize money. Despite the cloak and dagger actions, nobody seems to realize what they've gotten into. Even the blood trickling from the first eliminated player seems unreal.
무슨 소리예요?
It takes the massacre of nearly half the contestants to make the horror come to life. This is the preamble for what lies ahead, and the first glimpse of what our characters will do when death is on the line. Number 19, the game continues. 1 year after the contest's conclusion, Gi-hun seems to have put the experience behind him and is heading to Los Angeles to visit his daughter. That is, until he spots 2 men on a train platform, playing a familiar game. When he intervenes and finds a business card that he knows all too well, Gi-hun confirms his fear that another round of the macabre contest is about to begin.
그건 되나요? 안 돼! 절대로!
He calls the number on the card and receives a warning to stay away, but a red-haired and rejuvenated Gi-hun is no longer a racehorse.
사람이야. 그래서 궁금해. 너희들이 누군지. 어떻게 사람에게 이런 짓을 할 수 있는지.
Number 18, Russian Roulette.
이제부터 게임을 하겠습니다. 여러분들이 하실 게임은 가위, 바위보, 하나 빼기입니다.
In Season 2, Gi-hun recruits his old loan shark Mr. Kim and his goons to hunt down the recruiter. It does not go very well. Staying 1 step ahead of his pursuers, the recruiter captures Kim and Woo-suk, ties them up, and forces them to play a depraved game of rock, paper, scissors mixed with Russian roulette.
죽을 확률이 6분의 1. 살 확률은 6분의 5.
It's a brilliantly tense sequence, with each click of the empty chamber sending our hearts racing. It's also wonderfully acted by everyone involved, mixing the utter terror of Kim and Woo-suk with the joyful glee of the recruiter. Add in a fantastic song choice, and you've got yourself one of Season 2's most captivating sequences.
실격입니다.
Number 17, The Recruiter's Death.
다시 탄창을 돌리지 말고 한 발씩 번갈아서 쏘는 거예요. 그럼 결국 6번 안에 총알이 발사될 거고 승부가 나겠죠. 어때요?
And speaking of the recruiter, he goes out like a boss while playing Russian roulette with Gi-hun. He tracks the winner down using Woo-suk and surprises him at his empty hotel. We learn a little bit about him, like the fact that he was once a guard in the games and that he murdered his own father without remorse before the roulette begins.
딱 한 방울 쐈어요. 이마 한가운데. 그리고 깨달았죠. 이 일이 내 적성에 잘 맞는구나.
And what a tense game it is. We obviously know that Gi-hun isn't gonna die, but the acting helps keep the scene tense, with Kong-yu proving especially captivating. The recruiter ultimately loses the game and dies, becoming the season's first big death.
왜? 생각이 많아졌나?
그래.
Number 16, Noel kills 444.
아닙니다. 이 여자가 그런 거야.
444번. The second season introduces us to Noel, a woman who escaped from North Korea and is now working as a guard in the games. As we later learn, she isn't especially popular with her coworkers, as she seems to be going rogue in an effort to sabotage the organ harvesting operation.
항상 감사하게 생각하고 있습니다.
그럼 시키는 대로 해.
하고 싶지 않습니다.
This is revealed in startling fashion when she kills player 444. One of the guards shoots him in the leg during red light, green light, but he successfully passes the line with the help of Gi-hun and Hyun-ju. He is then murdered in cold blood by Noel, who shoots him while he's recuperating in the safety zone. It is a very cold introduction to her role as a guard.
11번 너야?
탈락자를 처리한 것뿐이야.
Number 15, 3 Steps. Some of Squid Game's best surprises teach us that common conundrums can possess uncommon solutions.
힘으로만 하는 게 아니야.
힘으로 하는 거 아니면 뭐 줄다리기를 말로 합니까?
줄다리기는 작전을 잘 짜고 단합만 잘 되면은 힘이 모자라도 이길 수가 있어.
For example, Season 1's Player 1 teaches that tug of war isn't about which side is the strongest, but rather which team knows best how to use its strength, via timing and placement. His teammates gain advantage by positioning themselves strategically and pulling at just the right time. Ultimately, though, it's Cho Sang-woo's idea to step towards the other team that saves them.
재생하는 거야. 하나, 둘, 셋.
The move causes the opposition to flounder, and Sang-woo's team heaves the rope to victory. It seems the brain is truly the body's strongest muscle. Number 14, Noel is a guard.
죄송합니다. 바로 차 옮길게요.
강노을 씨.
Season 2 does a very clever thing in setting up Noel, and it pays off with one of the season's most memorable endings. The second episode delves into her backstory, depicting her as a North Korean defector who is looking for her missing daughter. On the verge of utter hopelessness, she hears a knock on her car window and is given an invitation to the Squid Games. And when she arrives at the provided destination, we discover that she is not a player but a guard. It's an eye-popping plot twist, providing a fun new spin on the games and humanizing one of its faceless pink jumpsuits. Number 13, killed for an egg. This is having your lunch money stolen in the schoolyard taken to the extreme. The players wait in line for soda and a hard-boiled egg, but Deok-soo decides that one portion isn't enough.
같이 좀 먹고 삽시다.
He cuts the line for seconds, resulting in too little food to go around.
에이 씨발 재수없게 이씨. 뭘 처먹는 걸 쳐다보고 지랄이야 이씨.
When a player calls Deok-soo out for his unfair behavior, Deok-soo beats the man to death.
씨발 삐쩍 마른 새끼가 식탐은 많아가지고 씨.
The guards do nothing, and the deceased man's prize money is added to the jackpot. Watching this, the players learn that not only will murder go unpunished, it will actually benefit their standings in the contest. It's a ghastly display that teaches everyone the primal depths of morality they're capable of descending to. Number 12, Jung Bs Death.
456번. 영웅놀이는 재밌어 너.
While he had a very brief role in Season 1, Jung Bae becomes a major character in the second, having entered the games after getting a divorce and losing lots of money. He remains close to Gi-hun throughout, and even helps him lead the uprising against the guards.
우리 이곳을 가둔 놈들을 잡아서 이 게임을 끝내고 그 죄값을 치르게 할 겁니다.
He fights bravely and valiantly, but the season needs to end with a major death, and the sacrifice is Jung Bae. The frontman betrays the group and returns to his office to don the iconic black outfit. He then re-emerges in front of the captured Gi-hun and Jung Bae, killing the latter in order to teach Gi-hun a lesson in playing the hero. At least he went down fighting for the cause.
잘 봐. 네 영웅놀이의 결과가 어떤 건지.
Number 11, the frontman revealed.
내 말대로 그래야 살아.
Just as a gun in Act 1 of a play must go off in Act 2, a man with a mask must have a secret. Filling that role in Squid Game is Frontman, the leader of the disguised guards who operate the deadly trials.
이 게임 안에선 모두가 평등해. 참가자들 모두가 같은 조건에서 공평하게 경쟁하지. 바깥 세상에서 불평등과 차별에 시달려온 사람들에게 평등하게 싸워서 이길 수 있는 마지막 기회를 주는 거야.
His identity remains shrouded for most of the season, until Hwang Jun-ho, a police detective infiltrating the unknown organization, uncovers the truth. He learns that Frontman is his missing brother Ino, who previously won the games in 2015.
형, 가자. 나랑 가자.
Ino's survival raises unsettling questions, including the reason a man would abandon his family for an operation that puts human lives at stake. Number 10. Noel shoots Gung-suk.
여기 공원에서 그 관람객들 초상화 그려주는 화가들 있잖아. 방금 그 남자가 그 화가인데 그 사람 딸이야.
얘가 어디 아파요?
Before her time in the games, Noel worked as a mascot in an amusement park. One of her co-workers was an artist named Gung-suk, who has a daughter with cancer. Gung-suk enters the games to pay for her treatment, much to the attention and shock of Noel. Gung-suk participates in the climactic uprising, but ultimately surrenders when he runs out of bullets.
항복합시다. 어떻게든 살아야죠.
And in comes who is implied to be Noel, who coldly shoots Gung-suk after he pleads for his life. It's not confirmed whether he lives or dies, but either way, that gunshot is enough to leave our mouths hanging open in terror. Let's just hope Noel has a plan here.
제발 살려주세요. 제 딸이 많이 아픕니다.
Number 9. The Night Fight.
불이 꺼지면 저쪽에서 우리를 공격할 겁니다. 정말요? 우리를 죽이면 투표도 이기고 상금도 쌓을 수 있으니까요.
Season 2 introduces a fun new element. After every game, the surviving players vote whether to leave with the accumulated winnings or play another game in the hopes of accruing more. Naturally, this divides the players right down the middle, with the X's and O's becoming very factional and antagonistic with each other.
니들이 먼저 우리 편 죽였어. 우리 죽여서 내일 투표 이기려고 한 거잖아.
It culminates in a brutal nighttime assault when the O's attack the X's in an effort to dwindle their numbers. Something similar happened in the first season, but this one is far more brutal, with massive stunts and grotesque murders, including that of poor Sae-mi.
싸움은 길지 않을 겁니다. 저놈들도 참가자들이 다 죽거나 불구가 돼서 다음 게임을 못하게 되는 건 원하지 않을 테니까요.
Number 8. Deok-soo and Min-yo go down together.
뭐 하는 거야?
순진한 새끼.
Never was a story of more woe than that of the unhinged woman and her homicidal beau. Gangster Jung Deok-soo and the manipulative Han Min-yo seem to possess cockroach-like survival abilities. They form an alliance, although Min-yo warns Deok-soo of severe consequences should he betray her.
죽인다고 했다.
아이고 무서워라. 우리 한민여 씨 오늘도 게임 잘해보세요.
It doesn't take long for Deok-soo to do so, but not until penultimate Game 5 does Min-yo get her bloodthirsty revenge.
나 배신하면 죽는다고 했지.
Crossing a glass bridge that could shatter beneath her at any time, Min-yo abandons any desire for victory or survival. With madness in her eyes and satisfaction in her smile, she throws herself from the bridge, pulling Deok-soo with her. Number 7. The Uprising.
이 게임을 만든 놈들, 그리고 우리가 이 게임을 하는 걸 지켜보는 놈들, 우리가 싸워야 한다면 그 놈들과 싸워야 합니다.
Gi-hun correctly deduces in Season 2 that it is not each other they should be fighting, but the guards and the frontman. So, he instigates an uprising that covers much of the final episode. The good guys fake their deaths and pounce on the guards when they come to scan their bodies, stealing their machine guns and killing them with their own weapons.
총기를 다룰 줄 아는 분들 중에서 저희와 함께 가실 분들은 앞으로 나와주세요.
The battle that follows is absolutely spectacular, with much of the action taking place on the Escher-esque staircase. While they take out a few guards and cameras, it ultimately does not go well for our heroes, and they lose the battle thanks to poor strategy, a lack of ammo, and one painful betrayal.
정리 시작해.
Number 6. The reveal of the frontman.
동의서에 약속드린 대로 여러분들은 매 게임이 끝날 때마다 투표를 통해 그때까지 적립된 상금을 가지고 이곳을 나가실 수 있습니다.
Season 2 had some wicked endings, but the best has to be Episode 3's. Following red light, green light, the survivors vote on whether to stay or leave, culminating in an even 50-50 split.
마지막으로 1번.
자, 다 같이 동그라미.
The deciding vote lands on player 1, who is given much fanfare as he makes his way to the podium. He votes to stay, and we see that it is none other than the frontman. It is a perfectly engineered cliffhanger, and it leaves us desperate for more. Is it basically just a rehash of Il-nam infiltrating the games? Kind of. Is it still a rocking plot twist and an absolute banger of an ending? Hell yes. Number 5. The winner.
그 돈, 난 절대 여기서 가지고 못 나가.
There are a couple of heartstoppers in this entry. You may have guessed the final winner of Season 1, but it's how we finally get there that makes this moment so memorable. It's jarring how quickly Gi-hun shifts from anger to compassion when he can't bring himself to murder Sang-woo. And it's absolutely gut-wrenching when Sang-woo takes his own life, begging only that Gi-hun take the winnings to help his mother.
형, 미안해.
In one moment, everything else between them washes away, and only life, death, and the prize at the finish line remain. Gi-hun might win, but he'll never be the same again.
우승 축하합니다. 대단한 경기였습니다.
왜지? 왜 이런 짓을 하는 거지?
Number 4. Player 1 is alive. This entry takes us from one man behind the curtain to the next. Contest winner Gi-hun receives an invitation from his ganbu, the old man that he'd befriended in the games. He discovers that player 1, whom he had thought executed, is still alive.
당신 누굽니까?
Furthermore, the old man appears to have been behind the games all along. Why is the best question Gi-hun musters. Reliving childhood, relieving boredom, searching for virtue in a society racked with inequality? The answer seems to be all these things.
고민을 좀 해봤지. 뭘 하면은 좀 재미가 있을까?
재미로 그런 짓을 시켰다고?
Arguably more haunting is the revelation that the man who seemed the most kind-hearted of anyone could craft such an artificial hell.
자네 덕에 기억도 나지 않던 오래전 일들이 떠올랐어.
Perhaps it's the show's way of asking us, which life is the real hell anyway?
이 짓을 계속하자는 거야 지금?
해야지 그럼. 나가면 뭐가 달라? 어차피 나가도 생 지옥이야 이 씨발.
Number 3. The Death of Sae-byeok. You might not be inclined to think highly of a pickpocket who stole your money. Despite this being Gi-hun's introduction to Sae-byeok, he becomes her teammate. Eventually, Gi-hun recognizes Sae-byeok's resourcefulness and the bravery with which she faces adversity. She becomes a beacon of goodness in the moral abattoir that Gi-hun has found himself in.
아저씨든 나든 둘 중 한 명이 살아서 여기 나가면 서로 남은 가족 챙겨주기로.
After Sae-byeok sustains mortal injury, Gi-hun pleads through the walls for medical help.
제발 도와줘요. 사람이 죽어가요. 거기 아무도 없어요.
When his back is turned, Sang-woo takes the opportunity to end Sae-byeok's life. The shock Disbelief and sorrow is plain on Gi-hun's face, and we felt it right alongside him. Number 2, the Death of Thanos.
MG 코인, 넌 다음 차례니까 껴들지 말고 오줌이나 지리고 가.
Our new resident bad guy of Season 2 is Thanos, a rapper who models himself after the famous Marvel villain. He makes it his mission to antagonize Gi, a crypto YouTuber that he blames for a bad investment.
그래서 어쩌라고요?
어쩌긴 갚아야지.
He repeatedly threatens Gi, and it culminates in a violent confrontation inside the bathroom. Thanos pounces on his enemy and begins to strangle him, his face contorting in vicious anger and frustration. But the YouTuber gets the upper hand, literally, and stabs Thanos in the throat with a smuggled fork. And with that, the season's biggest villain is eliminated from the game. What a way to go. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, the entire marble game. This 60 minutes had us reeling. Where to begin? There's the twist that players would actually be matched against their selected partners. Then there's Gi-hun using player 1's supposedly deteriorating memory against him.
방금 뭐라고 했냐고?
짝이야.
There's also Sungwoo's betrayal of Ali and Deok-soo's incredibly lucky victory. That's all before we even mention Ji-young's brief friendship with Sae-byeok, followed by the heartbreaking sacrifice that left our throats dry.
너는 여기서 나갈 이유가 있지만 난 없어.
Every conflict and earth-shattering resolution encompasses the elaborate morality and dizzying storytelling of this show. This is an hour of television that deserves a list of its own. And if you haven't leapt from your seat, check your pulse. Which scene shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.